What's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is Karan Kharode and today we are going to see local databases in Flutter. So let's get started. So guys, this is my project and I am going to run the project now, and let me tell you, we are going to use a dependency called SQFlite, which stands for SQLite in Flutter maybe. Yeah. Okay, so let me just run my project first and then we will see what the dependency has to say. And now we will just function F5, press function F5, and then now I'll show you that we are going to import this dependency, that is SQFlite. You can see it here, SQFlite, and just copy it from here and then paste it to your pubspec.yaml file. And also for storing that database.db file, we are going to use our path provider dependency. So let me just copy this one and I will wait till my project runs, because most of the times if the project has not finished running, it will throw an error that you have some changes and it will create a dispute in it. So let me just paste it here and I will remove the version name because I don't want it to be disputed, maybe that's why. And now let me just paste this path provider dependency in my pubspec.yaml file, and here we go. So I have saved it, and now after the file has run, like the project has finished running, the pubspec.yaml file will run the flutter pubget command. And let me just show you something, that I am going to use a database helper class that I have made with an inspiration from other sources like Stack Overflow. So that's totally normal. You guys should use that Stack Overflow and GitHub codes that other people have posted, and maybe it might be seen that you have a code of your own and some other guy has posted some code and it is much better than yours. So you should use that because it is an open source community and everybody here is here to help each other. So it's totally fine to use others codes. So my project is running still, so let me just do one thing. What we will see is here, okay, we have to import the dependency, and then this is the command or the code for opening that database so that an instance is created in this db variable, and this is for closing and all the other things. So I will just explain this with the help of my database helper class, and I will paste it in this library folder. I have already made it, so I will just copy that one and I will just paste it here. I have already copied it, so this is my database helper class, and it is going to be okay. Looks cool. It will throw errors maybe because if the the code the flutter pubget command has already run, so it won't show any errors until my project runs, because it is taking a lot of time this time, and it has failed because of let me just check path provider and SQFlite. I think there might be some plugin registrant problem. I will just flutter clean it and then run it again. It happens most of the times, as I said that I should not paste the dependencies while the project is running. I guess that is the problem with it. So I'll just flutter clean it and then I will run it again. Okay, it has started to run again. Until then I will explain you what my database helper class is going to do here. Okay, so I have imported the SQFlite plugin and the path provider plugin in this database helper class file .dart file. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to store the name of a person and the favorite color of that person. So I am going to do is I will create a database named favorite list.db, and then this database version is completely for the version control of your app, and if you are giving an update to your app, and the database version that you are going to use in the newest update is going to be some other kind of a database version, so you can control it. That is totally dependent on you, and it is what you can say, um, some advanced concept, so you don't need to worry about it right now. Okay, so let me just tell you here that my table name is going to be colors, and the entities that are inside my table are username and color. You can use this ID as well, because many times it is going to be your primary key. So I've just mentioned it here because I want to tell you about the primary key concepts that you will learn in DBMS, the database management systems. And what I've done here is I've created a class named database helper, and I'm going to create a private constructor of this database helper class, so that whenever I want to access the methods inside my database helper class, I will access them by creating an instance of this class. If you don't understand what I'm telling about, so you should read about private constructors and instances. That mostly whenever you import some Firebase library or Firebase class, you have to create an instance for it. So that is the similar concept here that we are going to see. And yeah, this is a lazy initialization of the database. If the database is not created, that is, the database is null, then just create it. Like init database has this command here, which is for creating the database. And on create, what you have to do is just run this SQL command, which you have to learn, because if you want to manage data in locally, if you have to manage data locally, then you should know some DBMS. So what I'm doing is that I'm giving it that my table name, that is colors, and then I'm passing it the entities that the table should have, that is username and color, and it should not be null, and also the username is primary key. That this simply means that the table will have only one entry of a name, like my name is Karan, so the table will have only one entry named Karan. The data, like the color, is going to change if another entry of my name is going to be there. So yeah, now I will explain these methods, that is insert, that this is read query always rows, and this is yeah, update, and this is delete. So these are CRUD operations: create, read, update, and delete, which we are going to see. So insert method simply inserts an entry in your database table. So what you have to do is db.insert. This is the instance of your database, and then you have to insert the table inside it. And conflict algorithm is that if there is a entry which is already present, like the primary key that I told you, the username, then in that case it is going to replace the other entry, like the color, okay, in our case. And this is the read, like whatever present in database, just give it in the form of rows, like a table, and then you have to access that data and manipulate it in whatever way you want to. And this is just a row count, how many entries are there in the table, like the it measures it by the ID. So the next is update, because just take one case that my favorite color is blue, but now I have changed it to red because, yeah, well, I can't say the reason. So what I want to do is I want to change my favorite color to red. Then in that case I can run this update command, where I will pass like where ID equal to, we are taking ID here, we can also say where username, like we can also write like this, where username equal to Karan or KK4 or whatever it is, and then just update what argument I'm passing it to the update command. And in this delete function, what you have to do is where ID equal to, yeah, again we are writing ID here, we can write use where username equal to Karan, then delete that entry, delete that row. So these are just DBMS commands, SQL commands, so you can learn them and you can see what they can do for you. Now in this example that we are taking, okay, my project has run, I guess. So here is my project, and now I have not added anything here because I have not I have not yet written the methods that we are going to use here for accessing the local database. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create an instance here. I already have a project, so like I am going to copy it only, but yeah, I'm going to create an instance of my database helper class, and let me just import my class here. Okay, so this is my instance DB helper. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to access those methods present inside my database helper class and then use it here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make a method named as insert, which is going to be the access point for my database helper class insert method. I've pasted it here. So this is going to be insert method, and I am going to write what I'm going to write here is I am going to pass the name and the color to my insert method, and then it is going to bind the data inside a table or a row, simply a row, and then for inserting that row into the table we are going to use is this. Okay, this is my instance DB helper, and this is the insert class that is present inside my database helper class. Sorry, insert method. Okay, insert function that is present inside my DB database helper class. This is the database. Okay, just a second. This is the database helper class, and then this is my insert method. So what I am going to do is and of course one more thing, the database helper classes insert method is going to accept a parameter that is a map named row, and what I am passing it here is a map what I called a row right now for easy understanding. So I am passing this map inside my insert method here, and then it's just inserting inside that table. And if the table is not created it like it is the first entry, the row that I'm passing right now, then it will first create the table and then insert it inside the table, because the SQLite plugin handles it automatically. You don't have to worry about it. What I have written in here is the query method, that is the read method. I'm also going to paste it here. Let me just copy. So I have pasted my query method as well. What my query method is going to do is access the query method inside the database helper class, and then just print all the rows, like query all the rows, and I'm going to print them. I can, like, I have accessed the data, so I can do whatever I want to. I can print it on my screen in my UI as well, and then I can send it to some API, send it to some database, the like remote database. I can do whatever I want to. Right now we are going to just print it. Okay, so this is my database helper class, and this is the query all rows method. So what it is going to do is just query, like just read inside the table what is present inside the table. We are calling it query, but it can also be called read, because of the four operations, CRUD operations of database: create, read, update, and delete. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my UI here. Okay, I will enter a name here and my color, and this is the button. So what happens is when I press the button, it should just insert, like insert inside the table. And what I've done here is I have called the query, like print the inserted methods or inserted entries inside the table, and that's all here right now. Like whenever I insert something, all the rows that are already present will be printed. So let me just see where my button is. This is the color field, and this is the insert button, and this is the on pressed method. So what I am going to do is I am going to just paste this thing here, or maybe we can do it on ourselves, but it's better that we should just refer what you have already done. So like if you have done something already, then don't just keep waste your time in writing things. You can just copy paste the previous code that is recommended. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just validating my form, like the color and the username, and then if the form is not empty, then insert inside the database whatever entry is given. So I'm just going to restart for one time, and okay, until it restarts, what we will do is I will write the username and the color and then just insert inside my table. Okay, that just is taking a lot of time, I guess. Okay, so yeah, restarted. I don't know what happened, but it took a lot of time. I will just insert a few names. Okay, Karan. And let's say Gulabi, if you know what I mean. Okay, so here is the entry. Let me just expand this one and let me just increase the font a bit. And here is my entry. Okay, I have expanded a lot, I guess. Okay, here is my entry. So, and yeah, the theme changed automatically because of the, you see, expanding thing. Okay, so this is the username and the color that I entered right now. And let me just enter something else. KK4 and okay, we'll just insert this only. So yeah, KK4 and this one again. And what we will do is we will insert the name, same name again, and then let me just try blue, and we will see what happens. So these are the rows, and what it did is it replaced the previous entry that was Gulabi. Like this was the same that I inserted previously. So okay, what happened is the conflict algorithm worked and it replaced Gulabi with blue. So it's working, I guess. Let's enter some more things. Okay. Okay, I wanted to write red. Yeah, it's working and the database is working, guys. So this was all about SQF Lite in Flutter, and this was all about the local database management in Flutter. I hope you guys liked it, and try out new things and tell me in the comment box that what other videos you want and what concepts you want to learn, and I will make videos on it. And thank you guys. Bye.